And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So the Mississippi State Bulldogs offense takes the field. And here comes this quarterback. When he takes the field, he brings a certain swagger and charisma out there that not only the entire team, the entire stadium seems to feed off of.
You can feel it. It's different. It's special. Guys like this don't come around very often, but he makes the whole team better, but the belief is strong because he continues to make plays and be there for his team every time they need it.
Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down.
And that's why they got to keep running the football, man, because play action is going to be a big part of this game plan. You've got to get this tight end over the middle of the field vertically and give him an opportunity, because you just saw how deep.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
And that inside linebacker showing you the speed and the recognition. He saw a gap and saw a crease and a free path to the quarterback, and woo, he took it.
Negative play on first down. That's what a defense always wants. Pretty good job of running to get two there to the 32.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
A third and long coming up here. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Man, you talk all week about setting the tone, quieting this crowd. Don't let him get involved. You know you do that? Get a sack and force a punt on the first possession of the football game. That's a heck of a start for this defense.
Signals for the fair catch and hauls it in just shy of the 30. So Florida's offense will get the ball for the first time. As we take a look at our impact players for this game, David, what do you look for to make an impact from your leaders?
Your leaders not only have to lead the football team, but they got to step up and make plays on the field, keep everybody calm. These guys typically do a really good job of it.
Yeah, David, and they also generally set the tone for their respective football teams. Regardless of which side of the ball they play on, the teammates look towards them to step up in big games like this.
They'll give it to the back. And the Gators will keep this drive going. And the boys of old Florida are getting it done on the ground.
And you've seen time periods in history in Florida where they didn't care about the run. Spurrier, just throw it. Yeah, Jesse, throw it again. Yeah, throw it again. Just chuck it around, but I like it.
And they got him for the sack.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions. We see zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive line, this pressure, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
After the big first down sack for the D, it's second down. He's looking to throw. Quickly to the tight end. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Now trying to keep this drive alive on third and long from the 45. From the gun, wants to pass. Bought a little time, lets it go. Serious arm strength on that third down pass, but it's incomplete.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him, just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
Yes, the first one of the day out of there, and we saw a lot of him in that loss last week, 4 times to be exact. Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to attack. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. Mississippi State going up tempo. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And that pass picked off. Touchdown Gators! The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return.
How oftentimes can you say that there's a safety who's the most dangerous guy on the field with the ball in his hands? Did you see that guy and his ability in the open field once he picked it off? There was nobody on offense even coming close to getting that guy down. What an athlete.
And he'll bring it out of the end zone. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
They go to the ground. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the ground. He's got it again. Stopped after a pickup of 4. Good run to get it out to the 34. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. They've got him looking run, but they're going to throw it. Pressure coming. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. Gator fans love to see their teams light up the scoreboard, but they'll take the defense bringing the heat too.
And I think that was a staple, Reese. Back in the day, you had great offenses for Florida, but the teams that really had the most success and that reached the highest mountaintops, they had great defense to go with it. This defense playing well.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Witherspoon. And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one. Mississippi State has this drive hitting on all cylinders.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum.
And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
And the defense gets a huge play. I'll tell you, they've been wreaking havoc in this one so far. They've got so many athletes up front on this defensive line. It kind of reminds me about the defenses I used to go against in practice back in the late 90s. Guys like Javon Curse coming off the edge. The freak. It was a nightmare.
And he feels the heat coming in. It burns him up. Another sack. We might as well state the obvious. 1st and 2nd down didn't work out. 3rd and very long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play. So Mississippi State will have to punt this one away.
Number 16, on to kick it away.
Wants to bring it back. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so you got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Getting some heat. And the defense gets to the quarterback. The Gators will hustle to the line. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Fakes the grab on the left. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Leaves it with the back. Still running at the 40. Can anyone catch him? And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Florida!
And coming into the game, you look at the stats and you say top 10 offense in scoring, so they better be able to create what? Explosive plays. Another explosive plays. They've been doing it all year long. Those plays are backbreakers. Defenses just can't contain this offense.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Florida on top. They largely dominated this first quarter as indicated by the stats. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. Kickoff team has the ball teed up, and they're about ready to go. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner will be brought down. Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
They knock him down right there. Trying to pick up a first down. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. Mississippi State will roll out the punt unit. Fair catch called for and made. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They've jumped on them, executing at a high level and up 14-0, David.
This is the exact start you want. The offense is playing great. Defense has gotten stops. You're in a position now, Palmer, to put the hammer down and get a 3-possession lead.
I'm really impressed with their physicality on both sides of the ball early in this one. They've been winning in the trenches. So here on offense, keep running the football and show your dominance.
Wide receiver shows motion. And they're on him, and a heartbeat, and down he goes.
But for this defense, finally, you're seeing pressure on the quarterback. They're outside the top 50 in sacks per game. They've been waiting to find some more consistent pressure to help them win games, and they're getting it in this game now. 3 sacks on the day. They're just simply winning and doing a better job executing up front at the point of attack.
Third and long from the 42. If they can get some of it, it might give them a chance to go for it on 4th down. Trying to get to him. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. The Gators will try to pin them back with the punt. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to attack. They've stumbled a little bit out of the gate here, Jesse, finding themselves down by 2 scores.
Yeah, and their defense needs to help them out and get off the field and get them some more possessions. This offense didn't spend a lot of time on the field in the first quarter, David. I think they got to run the ball here and try to establish some rhythm.
They got to establish something. And you're right. You'll wear your defense out. Continue. You keep getting the football back to them, to the other offense. You're wearing your defense out, and you'll have no shot to get back in this game.
Gets it across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 5. Mississippi State right back to the line. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Great style points on that catch, but they didn't pick up any yardage. Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. From the gun, wants to pass. And the freshman will chalk up a sack.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the first half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they've built a lead.
He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They wanted to set the tone, strike quickly. Jesse, they've done exactly that, up 2 touchdowns.
And this quarterback has been dialed in, too. He's been so good reading coverage, going to where the open guy is with the football. And they've been up and down the field, David, so far.
And this defense needs to make something happen right now. You've already given up a couple touchdowns. Your offense has got nothing going. Still early in the game. Get a stop and create some momentum for your offense.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Wide out in motion. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Past the 40. He's off to the races. And they will score. Touchdown Gators. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Colorado steamrolled its way to victory today. They scored off turnovers, they scored on gadget plays, an all-around masterpiece that'll give the folks in Boulder a ton of confidence. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams, but boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss.
This offense just has to find a way to find a rhythm here. They're playing at home, and they want this crowd to stay involved and be an asset in the game, but they need to start making plays. They can't keep throwing incompletions this early.
Second down after that incompletion. He's looking to throw. Pressure's there, and he gets rid of it. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. They're about to wear this punter out. He's already been out 4 times, staring at a 5th if they can't move the chains. Pocket starts to collapse. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. And now the offense will come onto the field again. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. They're bringing heat. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this defense had some matchups they felt really good about up front. They won one right there, getting to the quarterback, creating a negative play, and they're going to need these guys to start winning more of those because they are finding themselves in a hole here early in the game.
Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? But if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile one.
Gonna take a shot. He caught it. As we reach the 2-minute warning, they'll need to try to get a stop to keep this thing from getting out of hand. This offense has been a juggernaut, and they have a chance to pad their touchdown, Florida! And they take it in for 6 more points.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
This one away.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Witherspoon. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is an opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity in front of them in the game right now. You got to get some points on the board. You got to create something positive, Jesse. There hasn't been a whole lot to be positive about the first half.
If I'm playing quarterback, I'm locating my go-to guy at receiver. Who can I count on one-on-one to go and make me a play? Maybe even one-on-two. Who can go up, catch the ball, get us some yards, and get us some points.
He wants to throw. They're trying to get to it. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Man, the defense smells blood in the water. You can tell. They're getting to this quarterback over and over and over. They've already sacked him a couple times. They're just winning up front. They almost got another sack on that last play.
And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
Quarterbacks are, there's so many adjectives to describe them. Calm, cool, collected, accurate, so on and so on. But a lot of times it's just smart. Understanding the situation, the down and distance, and knowing where that's...
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. This offensive line has just been unable to keep them away from the quarterback. Now it's 2nd and long. He's looking to throw. Flips it out to the back. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. And the Bulldogs moving quickly to the line. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. And here comes the punt team. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. The Gators sending the offense back to work. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
They'll immediately call timeout.
And it's so hard to be on the run and make an accurate throw. It's just very tough. Very few people can do it. Again, we see the freaks and we see the highlights all the time, but that's a tough thing to do. He made it look pretty easy.
From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on 1st down. Use the play fake, now to throw. And the DB making a huge play, knocking it away downfield.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass, locating the football, no PI, able to swat it away, pass incomplete.
Misfired on 1st down, back to the air on 2nd. Catch in the middle, it's Wall. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half, maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Running out of time here in the 1st half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Moves around to clear up the vision. He fires it out to the right.
And those are tough passes. When you start throwing those balls towards the sidelines, it's a longer throw for the quarterback to make. And I think that's when you see the majority of the misses for guys, the majority of the overthrows and a little bit of inaccuracy start to show itself.
Kick comes up short, and he's going to try to bring it back. They finally make the stop, but that one will make those halftime stats look a little nicer as we head to the break.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Can't make contact with the kicker like that. A costly special teams penalty. You've got to know your path in front of the kicker. Offense comes back on the field. Oh, and the attempt is no good. Because no game is perfect, something has to go wrong, so the coach will have something to gripe about in film. Mississippi State has it teed up, ready to go here in the 2nd half. On the move from inside his 5. Makes a move. He's on the loose. Wide open, and it's a foot race. He will score. Touchdown, Gator.
We just went into half and we drew up all these adjustments and things we got to do differently and to take advantage. How about the special teams coming out to start the 2nd half and setting the tone, taking the kick all the way back for 6. You don't draw it up any better than that.
They're just about to boot it away, full of energy after housing that last kickoff. Out of the end zone. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of there, you-know-what.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
Finds a soft spot in the middle. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
That's just a tremendous individual effort by the defender. He's able to defeat his block and get to the ball and get the ball down on the ground. Very, very nice job.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. He looks that one in nicely. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. So Mississippi State will have to punt this one away. They'll look to pin him deep. Slips through the line. Little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop him at the 47-yard line. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But, Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a higher level.
Right back to him on the ground. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride. They want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
He's looking to throw it. Fires to the middle. And that pass is intercepted. He couldn't quite get loose on that return, but he'd already made the play, and they've got it at the 35. First down here for the offense. The running back has it. And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop.
Yeah, and this has been tough sledding. All right, this offense has really struggled to move the football, and this game's all but over. But here's the thing, man. Thank God you don't play this defense every week. And let's continue to work here and find something we do good and build maybe a little bit of momentum so next week we play a little bit better football.
That's a bang-bang play, 3-step slant. They rep this over and over in practice so they can go out and execute it on game day like that.
To the ground with the back. Keeps the legs moving. And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground.
Yeah, a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays, but sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well, but if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
They'll try to pop the draw. Hard running there. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening.
Well, they try to go with draw. They didn't catch the defense blitzing, so it wasn't a great look anyway. But up front, they just got beat regardless. And that back, David, had nowhere to go.
They had nowhere to go, but those offensive linemen, you got to set and you got to invite those defensive linemen up the field and kind of push them by. And you can tell they didn't do that. They didn't create any holes. There was really nowhere for him to go. You got to give him that first little hole, and then maybe he can make a move. So the offensive line needs to do a better job.
The Gators sending the offense back to work. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this drive.
So much for the tough field position. One play, and you're already to the 35. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Got a man. It's Wall. And he's knocked down.
The number one goal as a defense is try to hit the QB as many times as possible. Try to rattle him. Try to get him flustered a little bit. Nice job getting there, getting the hit on him, but nice job of executing by the quarterback. Taking the hit, delivering the strike.
And the Gators will move the sticks with the first down.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap.
And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. Second down now after the sack. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. They move the tight end all over. On second down, he'll fire. Quarterback adapting. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. He's looking downfield to throw. Complete to the left. And another big game for this offense. They are putting explosive pass after explosive pass up in this one. The Gators will have it 1st and 10. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Got out of trouble and throws. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. And he'll be smacked to the ground. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They'll go to the ground. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Florida! And the beatdown has ensued. Well, let's count them up. 1, 2, 3. 3 is the magic number for touchdowns.
Yeah, it's as easy as ABC. Goodness gracious. He's been getting whatever he wants, whenever he wants, however he wants. I might want to change something up, or maybe focus on that guy that's getting the football a lot and scoring.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Louisville opened up a can, and how many times can you say you went into someone else's house and beat them by double digits? It's what happened today, and the rest of college football should take notice. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. The give out of the gun. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land.
And I can't tell you how much I love seeing corners being willing to come up and tackle. That is so huge for a defense. You can't olay blocks and create space. You can't just hang out on the outside. You got to go set that edge.
And conversely, I can't tell you how much I hate it when receivers don't want to block. You got to do a better job on the perimeter. It's not going to be enough in this offense just to catch passes. You got to go execute your assignment. That corner should have been blocked, and they should have gotten a bigger gain on that outside run.
Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. Feeling some heat. He'll pull it down. And he is corralled short of the line to gain.
And the quarterback's in the pocket, and he decides to take off and scramble and just couldn't get to the first down marker. You could tell he wanted to pass the football. Maybe it wasn't there. Maybe he scrambled a little bit too soon. But usually when you take off, you better know you're going to get close to that first down marker or get it.
Mississippi State will roll out the punt unit. Hauls it in and looking upfield. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
And it was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. On second down, he'll let it fly. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
Good job on defense, getting a hand on it, tipping it up in the air. They weren't able to pick it off, but they did force the incompletion.
Snap from the gun on third down. Looking deep. And the ball will be grabbed at the 30-yard line. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Florida on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. First down to start the drive after the break. One back in the backfield, he gets the carry. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires toward the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score. And here comes the field goal unit for the second time tonight. Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out. They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to attack. Boy, 3 and out last time, Davey. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field.
All kinds of room to the right. The 30. Just trucks through it. They get him down, but this offense is set up first and goal from the 9. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. They'll use the running game on first and goal. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Mississippi State.
Hey, good for them. They put together a drive. They got a touchdown. It's been a bad day. I mean, this is a day they're going to want to forget. They're getting destroyed, but at least you get some positive vibes. Maybe finish this game on a little bit behind note, a little bit.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He gets a block. Got a little room. There he goes. Open it up. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Gator. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. You get a return like that, and it can't just be the guy with the ball who's right. Everybody has to do a job, and they did that in brilliant fashion on that one. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 40. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. They recover their own fumble. Somehow, who knows how they got that thing back. Second down after the offense averted absolute disaster. They'll try the run. At the 15, he's loose. And what a huge play for this offense after that great run. That last chunk play is one that'll really put a drive on the move. It's 1st and 10 from the 43. He's going to pass. Takes the easy throw in the flat. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. This offense has a second down play. He's looking to throw. The freshman able to get home with the sack.
And I tell you what, this defense, they've heard all about how great this quarterback is. They came in today with a mission, with a purpose. They've been flying around, harassing him, and making life so hard on this offense.
Gets rid of it. Makes the catch. It's Mueller. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. So Mississippi State will have to punt this one away. He'll try to really get into this one. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. It'd be interesting to see what happens here in the second drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into phase 2 of your game plan.
He breaks a tackle. Squirts across the 30 to the 32, a pickup of 5.
And this running back right now is sending a very clear message. He doesn't want to just be known as a guy that can run around you or run away from you. He wants you to know he can lower the shoulder and get those tough yards if need be.
On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. He'll pull it down and run. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down. The Gators come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
And that's a first down for the offense.
They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side.
Small gain, I know. But again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass. Make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
We reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Softened him up with a run. Now to throw. Trying to make magic with his feet. On the move at the 30. They just gashed the defense on that one, and they've got it down to the 23.
He can throw it. He can buy time. He can run it. What can't he do? This guy's so talented. When he does stuff like this, there's no way to stop it. There's no way to coach a defense up against this. He's just really fast, and I can't catch him.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Quarterback will audible. They'll snap it from the gun on 3rd down. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. This is what an elite team does. They know they're better, they go out, they take the figurative